The dino dental? What is that? So I don't literally mean dental for dinosaurs. The benchmark, the average dental plan has not improved along with the cost of dental.
It's a saying. I have lots of sayings, such as,
shaking in my boots, she's too big for her britches, more than one way to skin a cat, whatever floats your boat, raining cats and dogs out there. I got the short end of the stick, barking up the wrong tree, slower than molasses. Now that is the pot calling the kettle black. Your horses, lots of other ones. When I worked in a fancy office, that I have a lot of sayings. And I thought, I do? I'm say sayings? And they said, yeah, you've got, I'm like, what sayings do I say? They say, I don't know, you've got a saying for everything. Well, I thought the things that I said were normal things to say. I'd never questioned what I said before. I started thinking about it, and I did catch myself saying these things. My mother, her family was from the South. Like, give me sugar, or let me get the sugar off that neck. And she would, kiss your neck. And of course, now I do that to my daughter. I said Dinosaur Dental because as I am ramping up for January 1st, I'm evaluating a lot of plans. And I've always been a big proponent for higher quality dental plans. It sucks when you buy a dental plan and it doesn't cover anything. There's waiting periods. You're paying $20, $30, $40, $50 a month for coverage for your kid, and nothing's covered except cleaning. I know how that feels. I've been there, certainly, and it's the worst feeling in the world when you think something is going to be covered and you plan on it and you're paying money for it. You go and give the doctor's office or dental's office the card, and it's way, way more than you thought. Dental procedures are not getting any less expensive. You go in for a root canal, you're talking $3,600. You go in for a crown, you're talking $1,200, $1,800. A lot of plans don't cover implants. A lot of plans that I try to get for my clients do, because when people lose their teeth, it is more likely that people will consider implants now, where in the past I think people settled on just getting dentures as they aged, where now I think people are more apt to really want to preserve their teeth and their more natural looking smile longer, as long as possible. Those puppies are like $7,000 a piece. So my point is, the benchmark, the average dental plan has not improved along with the cost of dental. The average plan that most people have is a PPO with a $1,000 to a $2,000. Why does he always chew on his bone? He's always working on his bone when I start to record. You gotta just work on that bone, don't you? Hi, baby. You're such a good boy. I'm so glad you're chewing your bone. Go get it. Go get your bone. Okay, you just brought it back to business. Serious face. Anywho, dental insurance. Usually when I evaluate a new client's dental plan, they have a max benefit anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. That's the average.
When did dental insurance start anyway? A quick Google search, you will see that dental insurance is relatively new. It started after some collective bargaining agreement in California, and California is the highest utilizer of dental as well as orthodontia, and it's not just a little, it's a lot. Like it says here, it was introduced in 1954, and surprisingly, at an average 70 years ago, the average benefit was $1,000 to $1,500 per year. That is still the average today. Now, dental insurance got popularized in 1960s. It hit the unions in the 1950s, but it didn't really hit the mainstream until the 1960s. So imagine what dental procedures were back then. Was a crown $1,800? No, I'm sure a crown was, $100 or something like that. I'm not sure. I didn't live in the 60s. Anyway, as of for right now in this video, I'm sure you can use some of your imagination and know that it's true that prices have gone up since the 1960s. The point is that benefits have not increased in dental, and I don't think in dental insurance since the 1960s, and our benefits have not progressed with the costs. When I see a plan that's got $1,000 max out of pocket or an employer plan, in my head I think of it as, oh, it's a Dinosaur plan. This is an ancient plan. This is one of the original, relics of the 1960s. And it's the average today, and I see it all the time. Of course, if an employer doesn't have medical insurance or, has a bronze plan or something like that, I try to talk to the employer, see if they can afford a silver. We'd rather upgrade the medical plan. There's more risk in medical than there is in dental. So we try to upgrade the medical plan first. But if somebody's offering a gold plan to their employees and they're a profitable company and they have stability and they still have $1,000 max, I really do try to find ways that we can improve that, and it's usually pretty inexpensive. 10%, 20%, $10 per employee per month, something like that we can usually negotiate. You might have to change insurance companies to get those rates, but usually get a very good plan for pretty similar rates.
So the client is going usually from a $1,500 or $2,000 max benefit up to a $5,000. So they've more than doubled their potential benefit. Now, when you have serious dental procedures like a root canal, those are not covered at 100%. You go in for your cleanings and your x-rays and all your maintenance, that's all covered at 100%. When you go in for something major like a crown or a root canal is about $3,600. And if you have a plan that only covers $1,000, you're paying $2,600 of that. You're still paying a very significant amount. And at some point you go, well, why the heck do I have insurance? Just to save me $1,000? If I have something major, it doesn't really make sense as far as the purpose of insurance. To me, the purpose of having insurance is to mitigate risk. It is to prevent you from going bankrupt if something major happens in your life. You want to have a certain amount of insurance, your minimum amount of insurance that you have. When you choose that amount, you want to make sure that your payments every month are very sustainable, they're affordable for you and your household, your business, and you want to make sure that it's mitigating some sort of risk for you. Now, a benefit is something different. I look at dental more as a benefit. It's not necessary. Vision insurance is not necessary. The benefit that is associated, that comes along with you enrolling in a dental or a vision plan, a dental plan, for example, is most plans give $1,000 per year. You're not going to go bankrupt if you don't get $1,000 a year from an insurance company. And the only time that they pay out that $1,000 is with something major. Most people do not have a major filling, crown, bridges, dentures, root canals every single year. It's a once every 10-year sort of a thing. You're only getting your true benefit once every 10 years. Every other time you're spending out of your dental bucket, you're probably spending about $200 to $300. Most dental cleanings are about $100 per cleaning. So if you're going twice a year, that's $200. Most dental plans are at least $30, $40, $50, $60+ per person enrolled. You have a Delta dental plan that's costing you $60 a month. It makes you feel good to be able to present your card when your dentist asks you if you have dental insurance, but you're paying $720 a year for 2 cleanings and 2 x-rays, which if you just paid cash would probably be about $200, $250 a year. It's a nice to have if you do have a major incident like a filling or a crown or an implant. But if your benefit only goes to $1,000 and you get a $4,000 bill from your dentist, your $4,000 bill is only taken down to about a $3,000 bill. When I look at dental insurance, I say, wow, going from a $2,000 max out of pocket up to a $5,000, it's only usually about a 15% difference between a plan that is $2,000 benefit and increasing that to a $5,000 benefit. Now, why is that? Well, because people most years do not use the full $5,000. It is a nice to have. If one of your employees has major services, crowns, bridges, dentures, root canals, those sorts of things, the insurance company is going to pay half. Let's say for a root canal is about $4,000. Now the employee is paying $2,000. So the insurance is paying at least half of that large dental procedure. Now, if they're getting implants, it's a $7,000. So they're paying half of that $7,000 tooth. Now the employee is paying $3,500. $3,500, you can get a care credit card from your dentist. You make monthly payments. $200, $300 a month. That's not going to make anybody bankrupt. It will probably affect their discretionary income. I'm not saying that $200, $300 a month is fun to pay, but it's manageable. For most people, it is manageable to take on that $200 a month extra cost, where when you start getting into like $600, I mean, that's, you're looking at car payment status there. It's like, okay, my tooth, it's not as long. No, it's not, 5, 6, 7 years that you're going to be paying the $600. I'm saying if you want to pay it off in a year or something like that. Once you start getting close to $10,000 in outgo for teeth, it starts getting really scary for employees. It's a nice to have when there is a unlimited policy for dental or a high max benefit for dental, especially for people and for employers who have employees close to 40 or over the age of 40. Teeth do deteriorate over time. It's not fun. Not very many people love the dentist. A lot of times there's bad news if people are going, and we are seeing an uptick in claims since COVID. Many people put off getting their maintenance during COVID. More people need fillings, more cavities, more crowns, more implants, more root canals than normal. When you have a huge bill, like a $7,000 bill, to have that cut in half because your employer bought a high quality dental plan that cost $10 extra per employee per month, it is really can go a long way with employees that need it.
One more thing. If you're a client, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate all the testimonials that have been rolling in. Also, if you're not a client, I have a link down below for an application, a questionnaire. Once completed, we can hop on the phone together, probably about a 30-minute phone call to see if I can help you. Again, I appreciate you hanging out until the end, and I'll see you next time.